All right, y'all. So, we got Wuthering Waves here. So I figured I'd drop something for y'all for it because, I do have one of the world's most craziest, freaking and most unique Genshin accounts that there is. So it's only proper that, I give a little bit of something for Wuthering Waves. Now that it's been officially released, Wuthering Waves, for those who may not know it, is pretty much, the people are calling it the Genshin Killer, right? But that's the same thing that they said for Tower of Fantasy as well. Nonetheless, this isn't really a comparison video, but look, first thing, I'm just going to come out the gate. First and foremost, this is the game right here, dude. This right here, if there was one reason for you to play the game, then this right here is it. This is the reason right here. Once I saw this, I was like, yeah, this is it. Bang, bye, bing, bye, boom. There, that's pretty much the review, so you can go ahead and give it a try. Anyways, pretty much, this is kind of like the first impression. There's some things here that I would like to recommend as well, going over this, and for new players who are going into the game, and it will kind of help improve your situation and your enjoyability of the game, at least for PC. I'm a PC player, so I can't really speak for mobile, because mobile is a bit different. Now, this game does run off of Unreal Engine 4, so it's very nice, and as such, Unreal Engine does scale nicely down to mobile, so mobile looks pretty good as well. But it was actually very impressive. The when I first came through it, and if you want to watch the whole thing, the entire first stream of this will be available as well. But first coming into it, the first thing you notice is easily the visuals. The visuals are absolutely spectacular. They are beautiful. And the one thing I could not get over at all was the lighting. The lighting, the attention to detail on lighting that they put in this game is great, is phenomenal. For those of y'all who, some of y'all may not really understand or fully appreciate how important lighting is, and the lighting in this game is great. It is absolutely fabulous, absolutely incredible. Off the gate, let's go into some of these settings that maybe you might want to adjust coming into PC. One of the things I kind of immediately realized when I came in on PC was that it kind of felt kind of sluggish moving the mouse around, even though my mouse is generally at a higher DPI. So you want to go into the settings here. As you can see, follow this menu, and you'll find settings right here, and you might want to turn these up. You'll see I turn mine up. They're normally right there in the middle. I turn them up. This one down at the bottom, I turned it all the way up, pretty much. And this helped out tremendously. This will also give you kind of a better feeling if you're used to playing Genshin as well. Also, one other thing that it took me a second to actually realize is this assist right here. It's the combat assist. I turned the aim assist off as well. However, you might like the aim assist, but I didn't even bother with it. I didn't even try it because I don't like aim assist, period. I like to do it myself. But the combat camera assist. The combat camera assist, this thing is a nuisance. You will come to find that later on, because you will try to pan your camera around and then it just like makes you hit in this direction. You're not trying to hit this direction, or your camera's just like all over the place. Pretty much it doesn't give you freedom of the camera when you are fighting in combat. This becomes very apparent when you are using gun users. If you don't notice it beforehand, you will notice it when you start using gun users. This thing is atrocious. Turn it off. You will be happy. You will have the freedom. You will be very glad that you turned it off. Okay?
And so I also like to note, this might be annoying for some of y'all. The lock-on button cannot be changed. So you'll see on this list that, these things are locked. These 4 items are locked. These cannot be changed. So this is particularly annoying for me because the lock-on button is the middle mouse click button on the scroll wheel. And usually, well, the way I have it set up, that's my G-Shift button. I use a Logitech mouse. So I'm not going to change that. So pretty much I cannot play the game with a lock-on. I have no idea why they made the decision to make this not changeable out of everything here. That's kind of weird that the lock-on button is not changeable. So I think that's a little frustrating. Of course, I probably wouldn't really use lock-on anyway. I'm not really the type who uses lock-on, but not having the option at all, in key situations is kind of annoying. So some of y'all might run into that same issue as well, because you cannot change the lock-on button. It's not possible. So unless someone knows something I don't, and if you do, then let me know in the comments.
So those are really my recommendations coming out the gate that I think that will enhance your experience if you're a PC user. Those are the two biggest things that really got me. But moving on, the game is very beautiful. And you can tell it takes clear inspiration from, of course, Genshin Impact. But I shouldn't even say Genshin Impact because what I really should say is that it takes inspiration, which Genshin takes from also, is, of course, Breath of the Wild. Zelda Breath of the Wild, and one that y'all may not think is Xenoblade Chronicles. The Xenoblade Chronicles series, for those who know this series, which is easily one of the greatest JRPGs of all time, JRPG series, if not the greatest, and I say this because Final Fantasy has kind of been poopity poop over the last like decade or so. Let's be honest. That they ain't what they used to be. Final Fantasy, like they've been missing left and right. Xenoblade Chronicles has not missed once since that first game was released on the Wii. That series has not missed once. And for those who don't know, Monolith Soft is also heavily involved within the Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of Kingdom. So it is a Nintendo subsidiary. So naturally that makes sense, right? Because Monolith Soft, Zelda, Xenoblade Chronicles, and you see it very heavily in this game. Of course, obviously from the opening, we'll walk out the cave and you see the panning and thing. You know, it's like obviously okay, that's obviously Breath of the Wild. But even the landscape itself, you see very much of Xenoblade Chronicles. And there's key things within the combat and how the combat works. Very Xenoblade Chronicles as well. If you're familiar with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles 3, you will see a lot of little similarities here. Now, some of y'all, any of y'all who have played those games know that me saying that, it's like, whoa, hold up, this game is really good. Yes, because we know Xenoblade Chronicles is absolutely a masterclass of JRPG. But this game still, of course, has its flaws. And it's not Xenoblade Chronicles. It can't be Xenoblade Chronicles. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's not. But nonetheless, this game still has its flaws. And there will be things that can be worked out with it. I think there's minor bugs in there, which is kind of the gameplay can kind of feel clunky at times, depending on how you have your lineup. But overall, the game is pretty nice. I really wasn't expecting to walk into this and have like this little system where you collect echoes, almost like Pokemon catching. So I think that's really neat and really cool for them to kind of broaden their audience to try to capture that audience is in there as well. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. I actually wasn't really expecting that, but that's a great addition. The landscape is very nice. The jumps are kind of wonky looking, but the way the environment looks and the way the environment interacts is nothing to write home about. It's there. It's not anything over the top, but it looks great and it works great. However, of course, there are some little bugs. So you might be going through some walls or something like that. You might jump up and your face is through a whole wall and stuff. You know, there's going to be bugs. Of course, there's some grammatical errors in there as well. Genshin had plenty of these as well, especially in Inazuma. Genshin had a bunch of grammatical errors. So, but of course, you know, you play the game and you get your union up and you'll eventually get some free wishes and whatnot. Pretty much, if you understand Genshin mechanics, you're going to understand all the mechanics in this game in terms of how how like the system works with the wishes, you know, the pulls and stuff like that. It's the same pity system. The weapon banner is not a scan banner like in Genshin. You actually get a weapon, the weapon you want, in 80 pulls. So the weapon banner is actually very nice. It's not a scam in this one as in comparison to Genshin. So that is probably a big plus. Speaking of all the similarities, one thing that you will notice off the bat as well is the UI. The user interface is absolutely so nice. I noticed this thing right out the gate, and I was commenting on it a lot because the user interface just feels very nice. The menu looks nice. The way the mouse moves across the screen looks nice. I know y'all might be like, wait, it's so small. Those of y'all who know, and y'all will appreciate this. And even when you click on prompts, on text prompts, it feels nice and it sounds nice. The way that the text boxes are they pop out, but they're not you know abusing their space, right? You know, it's very nice. And navigating the menu honestly, the choice of the font, the way the menu is, you're gonna have that feeling of, wow, this is just really clean. This is a nice put together menu. It feels good. It feels refreshing to navigate through here. So that's what you're really gonna get from that. All in all, for my first experience of Wuthering Waves, mind you, I have not, played it in depth. We only played it for, at the time of this video, only played it for, about 4 or 5 hours or so. Of course, naturally, I love to explore, so I haven't done too much of the story because I'm an explore nut. I like when I play a game like this, an open world game, an adventure game, an RPG game. I'm the type who literally runs around and I uncover every rock and I test out every little character and I just go and I hit things and I see how these mechanics work, and it's just a whole smorgasbord of things, which also lets me note one thing I did not realize as well in this game that I thought was pretty darn neat was that they have combos. What? I was very surprised by this. I didn't realize this until later on when I did the trial runs, and it kind of, the trial runs always will tell you, oh, this character does this and you can do this to do this.
Ready to roll
And
out?
I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. This thing says like click, click, click. Or you can do click, 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 click. Or you wait till this charges to 30, and then you hold E, and then you cancel out for like a final attack by clicking the mouse button. I was like, hold on, they got combos in this game. What in the frick? So that was very surprising. That was straight up very surprising. Was not expecting that, and I think it's very, very, very
May
nice.
the moonlight
So
test my steadfast
once again,
will.
Xenoblade. The guns do the everything. You can tell heavily that this game was influenced by Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You can tell that heavily. Absolutely, there's no question about it, and that is a good thing. That makes the game better, 100,000 times better, because being compared to Xenoblade Chronicles is the pinnacle of what you want to be trying to aim at as an RPG or as a unique, type of game in that kind of genre, right? So ultimately, would I recommend trying this game? Absolutely. I would recommend giving it a try. I think I will be playing it a good little amount, at least, just to kind of see. I do think that it's not as fluid right now, but I think that's also because I need to expose myself more to it, expose myself more to different comps, team comps. And I think that will kind of help a little bit to really fill out the game. But ultimately, the game plays very well, plays very smooth. It feels good. The battle feels good at the time anyway. So I would definitely recommend the game. And all in all, give it a shot if you want to give it a shot. If you like Genshin, it's definitely worth giving it a try for this game. Very beautiful game. The lighting is spectacular. I cannot emphasize enough on that freaking lighting. The lighting is great. So if you found this video useful, be sure to give the video a like, consider subscribing to the channel. Don't know if we're going to do a whole lot of Wuthering Waves stuff, but I'm always posting stuff, and either way, you'll like the same energy. So the energy is always immaculate here. So, but who knows, maybe we'll do some more Wuthering Waves stuff. Who knows? Anyways, much love. I'll catch you on the next one. Holla. Enjoy. Spitesue content.